TalkSport. We're Mr. Dennis Hobson and Mr. Steve Crump for Fight Academy. Proudly sponsored by J and J Crump and Sons, Cayman Island Boxing Federation, 18 Cranes, Island Paving, Elite Marble and GSM proudly presents our main event of the evening. 4 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Our timekeeper at the bell for this contest is Peter Humphrey, and our referee in charge scoring the action is Jamie Kirkpatrick. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our officials. It is now time to introduce our boxers. They are under the lights and they are ready to fight. Introducing first and boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the white shorts with blue trim. On the scales, he weighed in 17 stone and 1 pound. This evening, taking part in his 26th contest as a professional from Derby, Nathan Junor! And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent facing him across the ring and boxing out of the red corner, where he stands with his head trainer Curtis Woodhouse and Roy Jones Jr. Wearing the red shorts trimmed with white and gold. On the scales, he weighed in 17 stone and 5 pounds. He comes to the ring with a perfect record. 3 wins from 3 contests. 1 big win by way of knockout. From right here in Beverly, Adrian, the Neck King!
Adrian King, both follow the rules, keep the punches up,
19-year-old from right here in Beverly. Made his debut last November in Hull. And as I say, saw him with an explosive second round stoppage in Sheffield in April. And his coach Curtis Woodhouse mentored him at school as a young man, and wow, they are on a very special journey now. It's gone well beyond mentoring the young man at school, as Curtis is now the man responsible for guiding the career of Adrian King, and they have huge hopes for the young heavyweight prospect. In against Nathan Junor, the 37-year-old from Derby, lost on points last month to Chris Davis and was stopped in his previous 2 contests prior to that. All of his 25 bouts have been 4 or 6 rounders, so he's gone the distance plenty of times, stopped 7 times of his 21 losses. He's had 3 wins though as well, 2 of those stoppages of his own, and it looks like he's no intention of risking taking one of these big backhanders from Adrian King, Spencer. Already on his bike and looking to be mobile as possible.
Yeah, King, the one forcing the pace here. As expected, he has a considerable height, reach and weight advantage over Junor. So Junor moving around the perimeter of the ring, looking to stay on the outside, and as expected, Adrian King stalking forward, looking to land those big shots. Not quite found the range yet, King.
And the weight discrepancy and height aside, Spencer, the experience that Junor brings, you would expect him to... Spoke too soon.
Yeah.
I was going to say to put on a more difficult night for Adrian King than we've seen in the previous contests, but that is how quickly it can happen. Adrian King does possess that blistering knockout power. And let's see now, he's had great sparring, they're building him up, but it looks like he's just going to be too heavy-handed for Junor as he piles on the pressure now, backs Junor up against the ropes, works down to the body as well, loading up with those shots, every single one of them pounding through, and surely the referee will see it enough. He has indeed, as he waves this one off. First round stoppage, and I was just trying to finish the sentence, Spencer, of saying perhaps Junor will mount a bit more of a resilient opponent, or prove to be a bit more of an opponent for him, but that wasn't the case.
Nope, short counter hook, landed high on the head there of Junor, the first knockdown, and then the second knockdown was a repeat of that as well. He caught the shot, the counter from Junor landed a counter hook, landed high on the head, and Junor's legs totally went there, and he was in bad trouble as he hit the floor. The height, the reach, the weight advantages were too much.
The weight advantage is significant, isn't it, Spencer, as well? I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, as I was saying, I did think that the experience that Junor brings could pose more of a problem to Adrian King than we've seen in his prior 3 contests, but that just wasn't to be, because he really is heavy-handed, and it's difficult to guide a heavyweight fighter with such inexperience. He had very little experience as an amateur. He is obviously a big unit, as Junor, I'm delighted to say, does get to his feet. The doctor just making sure. A shake of the head from Junor, is disappointed with that, but huge heavy hands of Adrian King, and it's difficult to guide his career because you don't want to step him up too soon, but he's not going to gain a great deal from blistering through these opponents and blasting his way through them, as we've seen. But let's get the official announcement now from your MC, Robert Blundell.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a massive round of applause for both of our boxers. Our referee Jamie Kirkpatrick has called a halt to this contest after 1 minute and 56 seconds of round number 1, declaring your winner by TKO, still undefeated, Adrian the Next King!
Well, an impressive first round stoppage to mark the homecoming of Adrian the Next King, much to the delight of the crowd in here. And he did say, I was speaking to Curtis Woodhouse before this, and he was saying that, you know, he believes he can be a world champion by the age of 25. They've been working on his close range, close to mid-range work, body make your homecoming. You made your debut not too far from here in Hull, but to make your homecoming in Beverley, how was that for you tonight?
Yeah, it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. I'd like to say thanks to the people who turned up. It was an amazing atmosphere, so yeah.
You've been having top-level sparring against the likes of Martin Bacoli, of course, has stopped Carlos Takam. He's got a big fight coming up with Jared Anderson. How important has that top-level sparring been for you, especially at this stage early in your career?
Yeah, it's very important to gain that experience of a top-level fighter and to know that I can hang in there and do my bits against that type of caliber. So I know that for a fact when I step in here, I'm 100% ready.
I'm just going to come to you, Curtis. I know that you mentored this young man at school and you're on somewhat of a very special journey now. I know you believe he can become a world champion by the age of 25 and you're really guiding his career in the best way possible. I know you've been working on mid to close range. How impressed were you with his performance, short as it was this evening?
Yeah, super impressed, but I'll be honest, I'm with him every day. I see him do this every single day, so when he goes and delivers in the ring, I'm probably the least surprised person in the arena, because I see what this kid can do, and like I said, he's a special talent, and on top of that, he's a special young man. I'm so proud to be his trainer and be his mentor and be whatever he needs me to be. The kid's a pleasure to work with.
I was just mid-sentence in commentary, which I blame you for, saying that perhaps Junor would provide more of a resilient opponent, and then he put him on the canvas. So I didn't get to finish the sentence, but how impressive is, I mean, you train him every day, you feel that power. Just how explosive is it?
Yeah, it hits like a mule. But the thing is, I say to him all the time, all heavyweights hit hard. So he's not special in that department. What's special about Adrian is his speed, his timing, his accuracy. And again, this is a young man, this was his 6th time he's ever stepped in a boxing ring. So the scope for improvement on this young man is through the roof. And with having Roy working with us as now, who can bring so much to the table, teach Adrian so many things, because he's operated at a level only us mere mortals can ever dream of, is an absolute fantastic acquisition to the team, and I'm really happy to be working.
Well, presumably that's why he's wearing that cap, because you're here. I've never seen that before. But anyway, just how impressed have you been with this young man's attitude? Because he's constantly respectful, he's absorbing everything that he can, he really loves the sport, and he's eager to learn.
I've been highly impressed with everything about him. Curtis has done a great job with him, both mentoring him and teaching him in boxing. I'm very proud that they chose me to be a part of his career, because now I can come in and with Curtis's help take him to the next level. And I really love the fact that Curtis is doing such a great job with him, and it's never to take nothing away from what Curtis is doing. Curtis has done an excellent job, but it's just that I've been to the top of the top. And it's best to have somebody who's been there to help you all go there. And Curtis was humble enough to welcome me in on the team to take this kid to the next level. That says a lot about Curtis, and it also says a lot about the kid.
Clearly got a great team around you. What's next for you?
Well, I think we've got another few fights lined up, but before we get into that, I'd like to say something. So, in the past, my past before I started boxing, and the reason why I started boxing is because I was in a very good place, let's say that. And I'd just like to keep it short and say that if anyone is in that place or is feeling a certain type of way, if I want this to reach them, or maybe if you know someone that's in that type of place that I was, that just to go out and find something that you enjoy, you know. You don't have to be good at it. You don't have to be the best. So yeah, if my fight doesn't reach as many people as I want, I hope this message will. So.
It's great, and again, testament to the character of you as a young man, and that's why you've earned a hug there. Final question then, in terms of what it meant to you to get this reception from everybody here, who's clearly behind you for what you do in the ring, but what you represent outside of it as well. Yeah,
it meant everything. I want to say a big thank out to Roy for turning up and showing me the bits and just being there to experience it with me. So yeah, I want to thank you to everyone that showed up. We're coming next again, so we'll be back, yeah.
Well, listen, great performance again. We can't wait to be on the journey with you, and this is why Fight Zone is so important. Just a final word to you, Dennis, because this is where you can build young fighters' career, and people watching this evening on Fight Zone and Talk Sport are going to be able to be on what is going to be a really exciting journey with this young man.
Well, first and foremost, Steve and myself were boxing fans anyway, and so I was fortunate enough to be able to pit one of my great fighters, Clinton Woods, against the great, unbeatable at the time, and talk about pound for pound, the pound for pound, best in the world, at his best. Sorry, Curtis. Roy Jones Jr. has ended up being my dear friend, so what a privilege for him to join forces with us. But you've got to have a commodity to take to the top, and we believe we've got that commodity. He's a fantastic story, he's a fantastic human being, and credit to his mum there. What a great team those two are. They're an inspiration to a lot of families and a lot of kids in a difficult world that we're living in actually now. So, you know, if you can express and show where you can come from and what you can achieve, you're an inspiration. You could end up being the UK's Nelson Mandela. You are that special as a gentleman. I can tell you've got special qualities, but as a specimen physically you've got special qualities, and you've got two fellas there who are going to bring the best out of you, and we're going to plot your path, me and Mr. Crumpet.
And Dennis's next sermon will be next Sunday. Everybody's welcome. Put 10p in the pot. But anyway, listen, Adrian, congratulations. Go and enjoy celebrating with your mum and your team. Roy, Curtis, Steve, Dennis, thank you very much. Well done.